and welcome to the morning update live on NTN. We are coming to you from the Parliament building in downtown Castries, and that is because we have a sitting of the House of Assembly scheduled today. We'll get into the details of that in just a moment, but first, my name is Jessie Leonce. Today is Tuesday, July the 21st, 2020, again coming to you from downtown Castries, the Parliament building. We have quite a few updates coming to you this morning from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and also the general news within this 24-hour news cycle. We do hope you can stay tuned for the next hour or so as we deliver those updates, as we stand by thereafter for the commencement of the Parliament proceedings from 10 a.m. And just to welcome Carlton, I'm joined in here by my colleague Carlton, as usual, every morning at this time.
Thank you, Jessie. Et puis, ça c'est côté nous a dit bonjour et merci tellement. On a observé jeudi et mardi. Et nous ici en Caille Concite, qu'on a bien ça, le cabinet, qui joue ici à Parlement, qui joue avec nous, qui discuté en parmi l'autre bagaille l'argent, avec permission, Premier ministre Lambrizin, pour y prêter l'argent hors ces différentes organisations. En parmi bagaille, nous avons eu développement, là, nous pour faire une nouvelle qui a fait simple ici. Et puis, nous avons pris l'opportunité ça pour nous dire bonjour et merci pour vous qui suivez nous sur Facebook, ou qui écoutez nous sur radio, et bien n'importe côté où il y a nous support. Quand vous bien savez ici à ces centres camarades là, mais bon matin nous avons rapporté ici à en Caille Concite, comme bien d'eau, aujourd'hui c'est le 21 juillet, et nous avons dit merci tellement, et vous êtes en écoute, pas de temps nous avons une nouvelle bon matin, et puis SP pour les Caille Concite Caille commencer. Merci.
Thanks for that. The updates coming from the government of St. Lucia begin now. A sitting of the House of Assembly is scheduled for today, Tuesday, 21st July, with papers to be laid by the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Economic Growth, Job Creation, External Affairs and the Public Service, the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Information Broadcasting, Culture and Creative Industries, the Honorable Minister for Infrastructure, Energy and Labour, Minister for Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development, and the Honorable Minister for Commerce, Industry, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs. And just to read from a press release coming from the Office of the Prime Minister, the motions for consideration are as follows. Be it resolved that Parliament authorizes the Minister for Finance to borrow US $10,700,000 from the Caribbean Development Bank's Special Fund resources to meet the ordinary capital resources debt service obligations to the Caribbean Development Bank for a period commencing from the first day of October 2020 and terminating on the 30th day of September 2021 in order to preserve fiscal space and to be used to finance immediate essential emergency COVID-19 pandemic-related health expenditure and bolster economic social recovery. Be it further resolved that interest is payable quarterly at a rate of 1% per annum on the amount of the principal withdrawn and outstanding from time to time. The loan is repayable in 80 equal or approximately equal and consecutive quarterly installments on each due date of the first day of January, the first day of April, the first day of July, and the first day of October, commencing on the first due date immediately following the expiration of 5 years after the date of the loan agreement or on a later date that the Caribbean Development Bank specifies in writing. Be it resolved that Parliament authorizes the Minister for Finance to borrow an amount of US $45 million from the International Development Association, and that is a World Bank disbursed loan for the purpose of financing the Caribbean Regional Air Transport Connectivity Project. Be it further resolved that the maximum commitment charge rate payable on the unwithdrawn financing balance is 1/2% per annum. A service charge is payable on the withdrawn credit balance that is equal to the greater of the sum of 3/4% per annum, 3/4% per annum. The loan is repayable in 40 days from the date of the first disbursement of the loan, inclusive of a 10 years grace. The principal amount of the loan is repayable on each first day of April, first day of October of each year, commensurate with 1% of the loan amount, commencing on the first day of October 2032 and including the first day of April 2040, and 2% of the loan amount commencing on the first day of October 2040 to and including the first day of April 2060. Be it resolved that Parliament authorizes the Minister of Finance to borrow an amount of US $20 million from the International Development Association under the World Bank disbursed loan for the purpose of financing the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. Be it further resolved that the maximum commitment charge rate payable on the unwithdrawn financing balance is 0.5% per annum. A service charge is payable on the withdrawn credit balance that is equal to the greater of the sum of 0.75% per annum plus the basis adjustment and 0.75% per annum. The loan is repayable in 40 years from the date of first disbursement of the loan, inclusive of a 10 years grace period. The principal amount of the loan is repayable on each 15th day of April and 15th day of October at the rate of 1% of the loan amount commencing on the 15th day of October 2030 and including the 15th day of April 2040, and 2% of the loan amount commencing on the 15th day of October 2042 and including the 15th day of April 2060. And the following bills down for consideration also is the Gaming, Racing and Betting Amendment Act, the Styrofoam and Plastic Food Service Containers Prohibition Amendment Act as well. So these are the updates. This is what the Honorable House will be convening today for, to discuss, to forward and to discuss the motions as well as the bills down for consideration. Again, the Gaming, Racing and Betting Amendment Act and the Styrofoam and Plastic Food Service Containers Prohibition Amendment Act. Today's sitting of the House of Assembly is scheduled to commence at 10 a.m. The sitting of the Senate is scheduled for Thursday, 23rd July 2020 at 10 a.m. In keeping with the protocols established, we do have, again, the authorities have put in place, instituted the COVID-19 virus measures, and with a view to ensuring that these protocols are adhered to, we will be having a limited number of persons being allowed in the chamber gallery during the sittings. So we're going from no one being in the chamber to now having a limited number of individuals being allowed to sit in the chamber gallery during the sitting. Masks will be mandatory. As you can see, since we've been reporting to you live from the House, we have been required to, as per the instructions from the Clerk of Parliament, that we must have masks while in the Honourable House. Kindly note, we want to let you know that you can view the live proceedings on our Facebook page, Government of St. Lucia Facebook page, as well as the Government of St. Lucia YouTube channel, and on the National Television Network NTN channel 122. If you're just joining us, a special good morning to you. We are coming to you live from Parliament Building. As I just read out with a mouthful, the business of the House today, the House of Assembly, the motions and bills that will be considered this morning. We are coming to you again live from Parliament Building and bringing you the Government of St. Lucia updates from here, as we will soon, in about an hour's time, segue into the commencement of the Honourable House sitting.
Merci tellement, Jesse. Et encore, nous avons dit bonjour et merci pour vous qui a écouté nous et qui a vu nous, qu'on nous mentionnait plus bonheur. Jeudi à mardi, le 21 juillet, nous ici, nous avons apporté Hord Kai Concite. Là, au Kai savent, jeudi, parmi les bagages qui ont fait, c'est les venus pour papier qui ont trouvé qu'on présenté ici en Kai Concite. On a Premier ministre et ministre qui est responsable pour finances. Parmi l'autre bagaille, création pour travail et puis affaires l'autre pays et puis services publics là. Nous avons aussi on a un ministre qui est responsable pour tourisme, information, broadcasting et puis qualité parmi l'autre bagaille, les îles créatives là. Nous avons aussi un papier qui a sorti honorable ministre qui est responsable pour infrastructure, pour porno, pour énergie, pour travail, et ministre éducation, et parmi l'autre bagaille, responsabilité pour innovation, relations hommes et puis femmes, et puis développement sustainable. Nous avons aussi un par honorable ministre qui est responsable pour commerce, l'usine, et puis développement enterprise, et puis affaires consumer ici. Et puis parmi ces motions pour considération, là nous avons l'avenir pour autorité et parlement qui ministre qui est responsable pour finance pour prêter l'argent mérité 10 700 000 hod banque développement Caraïbe là. Et puis ça c'est un fonds qui est spécial en bas ça yo crié SFR et puis ça c'est pour payer dettes et obligations pour banque développement Caraïbe là. Parmi l'autre condition qui a venir puis ça a commencé le 1er octobre l'année ça et puis il a fini le 30 septembre l'année prochaine. Et puis ça c'est pour permettre le gouvernement pour ça ménager quoi les il venir pour un chai bagay qu'on finance immédiatement pour les venir pour secours essentiel pour Covid bagay nous besoin as a résultat de pandémie là les venir pour santé aussi et puis pour faire assurer nous recouvrir l'économie de manière spécialement sociale. L'autre condition, il vient pour ça, l'intérieur, il faut payer tous les 3 mois et puis il faut payer à peu près 1% par l'année à ce principal là. En chaque détail, mais nous avons ça parmi l'autre condition, là il vient pour paiement ça, il faut dit chaque paiement ça qui est fait à ce 1er janvier, 1er avril, 1er juillet et puis 1er octobre qui a commencé à ce première date là après là il vient pour expiration 5 l'année grâce nous avons joindre en bas con agrément ça là il vient pour banque développement Caraïbe là quoi tout ça qui trouvé quoi discuter encore nous avons un deuxième cas Parlement qui bail ministre qui est responsable pour finance permission pour prêter en lot quantité en l'argent mérité pour ça 45 millions de dollars et puis ça a sorti hors association développement international et puis ça c'est pour financer les vignes pour transportation et puis connectivité projet en raison l'année condition parmi ces conditions au cas date qui yo kay payer à sous balance là 10 000 pour 1% par l'année parmi l'autre condition c'est il kay point 40 l'année l'autre ça c'est pour 40 l'année après nous avons une angoisse de 10 ans. Quoi, 40 l'année pour payer, mais nous avons une angoisse de 10 ans avant de commencer à payer. Encore, l'autre condition, là, il vient pour 45 millions de dollars, ça, c'est le principal, il faut payer ça le 1er avril et puis le 1er octobre à chaque année. Troisième, là, il vient pour le Parlement qui a autorisation pour le ministre qui est responsable pour finance, pour prêter coup ça, l'argent américain 20 millions de dollars. Ça a sorti hors Association de développement international. Et coup ça, l'argent ça c'est pour financer l'invini pour projet et digital transformation ça en Caraïbes. Encore quand il y a toutes les conditions, il y a payer 3 cas pour ensemble par l'année et puis la caïni par l'année nous payer ça il caille aussi point 40 ans 40 l'année ça y est nous payer ça et puis l'on ni angoisse aussi de 10 ans toutes ces conditions ça nous caille le premier ministre là qu'a adressé et puis il y a aussi ni considération qu'il bail pour l'invini pour course l'invini pour monde ka zafé comment on dit là gamble yo kay fait un amendement l'invini pour monde ka gamble et puis l'invini pour zafé course et puis monde ka gamble comme on dit aksa kay trouvé koy un amendement kay fait pour ça et puis yo kay ni un amendement qu'a fait les vini pour ces bagailles plastiques là pour service secteur manger styrofoam et plastique nous kay tan yon un amendement qu'a fait pour empêcher ces bagailles ça entrer Quand la coutume avec depuis Covid, ou quand ils savent en chaque bagay qui changé dans ici, et puis nous poursuivre protocole. Quand ils supposé commencer à 10h bon matin, et puis nous quand Sénat supposé joindre si tout bagay marché bien jeudi le 23 juillet, et puis bagay supposé commencer même 10h. Quand suivre le protocole que j'ai établi, les autorités et management là venu pour Covid-19, nous avons date qui yo kay quitté yon deux moun entrer en kay consit pour suivre ça qui a fait là, mais yo kay ni pour faire assurer yo servi masse ou obligé servir masse, et puis yo vle public là savent ou savez ya sur télévision là venu pour NTN channel 122, et ben ou savez ya sur page Facebook gouvernement, et puis page Facebook gouvernement sur YouTube. En chaque information qu'on la coutume, moi je suis ici avec pas de temps, si maintenant qu'à aller, tant qu'à aller, nous avons plus de détails avec information, là il vient pour ça qu'à point ici. Mais pour actuellement, nous avons des détails nouvelles qui a fait avec développement en Saint-Lucie. Merci tellement.
In continuing with the updates coming from the government of St. Lucia, we do have a press statement coming from the Ministry of Health and Wellness on adherence to quarantine protocols. That coming up in just a moment from the national epidemiologist, Dr. Michel Fassois. But in the meantime, we just want to speak on us being in the wake of something wonderful that happened yesterday. 17 charities received support from proceeds raised from the Prime Minister's Independence Ball held earlier this year, and I was made to understand that it was the last major event prior to COVID-19, raising upwards of $500,000, $500,000, and we just want to take note of the 17 organizations, institutions, charities that were able to benefit from the sum that was raised, the fundraiser. And just to go over the institutions, we have the Viewfort Comprehensive Secondary School, $25,000 they received to go toward their science lab. The Morgouge Club 60 Adult Daycare receiving $25,000 as well. We have the St. Lucy's Home, the St. Lucia Blind Welfare Association, Helen's Daughters, the St. Lucia Cadet Corps. These institutions received $15,000. The St. Lucia Crisis Center, the Salvation Army, the Girls of a Feather organization, they all received $10,000. We have the Pierre Foundation, the Aide Nous Sacrifici organization, and the Do Something Different received between $5,000 to $7,500 toward their efforts. And last but certainly not least, we had the Boys Training Center being injected with $50,000 to be able to better deal and care for our at-risk boys at the facility. We had Mr. Patrick Fieran, counselor at the center, speaking on the work and the efforts of the organization at this time in caring for the wards at the institution, and definitely it being a mammoth task, dealing with not only kids who are in the system being taken care of, but also kids who are also dealing with some issues in terms of delinquency and what have you. So we know that this $50,000 will certainly go a long way towards the work, and the entire sum that has been given to the 17 institutions, organizations, charities, what have you, it will go a long way toward helping and touching the lives of a variety of individuals from various sectors in sections of our society at this time. So $500,000 being raised. We have the organizers, definite commendation to you. We have the lady Raquel Dublé-Chasney. She's been pegged as a fundraiser guru, being able to rake in these funds from individuals donating their cash and kind at whatever effort is being raised by the government of St. Lucia. So definitely kudos to the organizers for these proceeds coming in at a time when it's much needed. We have many of these organizations stepping forward and helping during this COVID-19 situation, bridging the gap where it was needed most of all, and in many cases working shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, to ensure that those who were most at risk, those who were vulnerable, those who were forced on the breadline, who had no certainty of the future, were able to get some immediate assistance during the COVID-19, in wake of COVID-19. We want to continue this morning to bring you, as promised, the updates coming from the Ministry of Health and Wellness on the adherence to quarantine protocols coming from Dr. Michel Fossois, the national epidemiologist. We want to let you know that efforts do continue to combat COVID-19 here on island. We are still under a state of emergency. The emergency regulations, emergency powers remain until September 30th. And while there have been a relaxation of measures to allow for the reopening of our economy, the reopening of our society, there definitely is a high vigilance for COVID-19 here on island. So we go to the national epidemiologist speaking on adherence to quarantine protocols. Take a listen.
Over the past few months, St. Lucia has been sustaining efforts in managing the nation's response to COVID-19. On Thursday, July 9, 2020, St. Lucia began receiving international flights, bringing in both nationals and visitors. All arriving passengers are required to present with the results of a negative PCR test done 7 days prior to arrival in St. Lucia. The passengers will also be screened by the health team at the Hewanora International Airport Public Health Facility before entering the airport terminal. As guided by the established protocols, all arriving passengers will be placed in 14 days quarantine, whether at home, in a state facility, or an approved COVID-19 certified accommodation. This measure is to protect the health and safety of every individual within our country. Based on the data, for the week of Thursday, July 9, 2020 to Thursday, July 16, 2020, St. Lucia has recorded 170 people in home quarantine, 254 people in institutional quarantine, and 476 people in approved COVID-19 certified accommodations. The Ministry of Health and Wellness asks that nationals and visitors adhere to the protocols for quarantine that have been put in place. The public is asked to cooperate and encourage family members and friends who have returned from overseas and are presently in home quarantine to remain there for the 14-day duration. The names of all persons in home quarantine will be forwarded to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force to assist in ensuring compliance. The public is advised that they should alert the nearest police station or the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 468-5349 or 468-5342 or 468-5312 with information in relation to anyone who breaches home quarantine guidelines. The Ministry of Health and Wellness once again appeals to everyone to support the national effort to minimize the threat of COVID-19 by adhering to these protocols. Persons are encouraged to ensure the use of a face mask when in public, along with maintaining the 6 feet physical distance. Cover your mouth and nose with disposable tissue when coughing and sneezing, and also ensure regular hand washing with soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer where soap and water is not available. Although most sectors have reopened, the public is reminded that mass crowd events with over 200 people are still not permitted. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will continue providing regular updates on COVID-19.
That was a statement there coming from the national epidemiologist, Dr. Michel Fossois from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, just giving us an update, adherence to quarantine protocols. We're moving right along with an update on oil prices, and this is a release coming from the government of St. Lucia in keeping with changes in international oil prices and government's application of the modified market pass-through petroleum pricing mechanism. The retail price of gasoline, diesel, LPG 20, 22 and 100-pound cylinders has changed. The retail price of kerosene remains unchanged. The price changes take effect from Monday, July 20th, 2020. Gasoline increased from $11.50 to $11.95 per gallon. Kerosene remains unchanged at $7.15 per gallon. Diesel increased from $10.44 to $10.68 per gallon. The 20-pound cylinder increased from 27 and 1 cent to 27 and 35 cents per cylinder. The 22-pound cylinder increased from $29.71 to $30.09 per cylinder. And the 100-pound cylinder increased from $155.93 to $159.37 per cylinder. The public is informed that the next adjustment of the retail price of fuel products will be on Monday, August 10th, 2020. I hand over to you, Carlton, for a quick summary of these last few updates.
Merci tellement, Jesse. Nous avons dit bonjour et merci encore pour vous qui a écouté nous ou qui a suivi nous. Là, venez pour information ici à Saint-Camadlan. Quand nous bientôt, bon matin, nous menons programme ici à Caïconsit. Et puis, parmi les développements qui a fait ici, on a bien ça. Hier, nous tenions une activité qui point court et puis pour vous qui peut-être pas savent avec qui a suivi, nous avons réfléchi sévèrement sur ça. Nous avons écouté, il y a ces activités qui tiennent tous les années par office Premier ministre. Ça c'est l'invité pour un bol, ça c'est une activité pour inviter les gens pour venir. Point pas, on est pour payer, mais c'est l'argent ça, il y a bail charité. Vous savez, 17 charités trouver qu'on bénéfice là venu pour presque $500,000. Oui, $500,000 et puis yo bail 17 charités. En parmi ces charités qui ont ça aider nous simplifier c'est moun ça $7,500 et puis ça c'est moun qui te soin moun c'est travailler essentiel là pas de temps en Covid. Yo aussi te ka bay moun qui pauvre avec moun qui a sous la rue yo te ka bay yo ka soin c'est moun ça qui yo ka fait ça toujours. Là vini pour l'autre fondation de Pierre Foundation. Fondation ça yo hen $7,500. Comment dit 17 en tout mais ou kay savent place comme Salvation Army yo joine $10,000 et puis $10,000 ça ou kay savent yon charité comme Salvation Army c'est moun ça en existence pour yon 100 l'année. Il y en a ces bagailles là monsieur qui responsable a dit là il vient pour l'argent ça yo te bien puisé. Il dit il partait ça venir en primaire et yo kay apprécier ça tellement et puis yo prend temps même à même là pour dire pas dans Covid et yo tenir chaque jeune monde qui vient aider et qui bon pour jeune monde qui fait charité. Parmi l'autre qui oui souvent donation ça ou ça cadet corps c'est moun ça yo joine $10,000. En l'autre organisation qui l'a pour plus passer 4,10 l'année Saint Lucy's Home et puis nous t'en là vini pour moun ça Jesse il était dit si t'es ça jeune là ça tous les mois il était bien bon pour lui parce que là il dit yoni à peu près 40 moun et ça c'est pour grand monde qui pas ni pièce côté pour été pas ni famille ben adele ni famille mais pas dans kay pas côté yo ka penser moun ça yo ka soin yo ben yo ka wete là en dedans home ça pour ces grand monde là et ben yo hen $15,000 et puis dit merci un bon Dieu pour l'argent ça et c'est gens avec là yo joine 15,000 aussi et puis monsieur congesté bien dit aller venir pour ce petit bail là massade nous c'est tout bail ça une assistance de $50,000. Oui, $50,000 pour assister yo là et puis c'est bien intéressant pour tant monsieur Wang Song qui responsable là et qui a dit ça kay bien aider yo. Il ben nous yon des bagages qui a fait là parmi bagages dit c'est tout bail là participer en compétition là la Grenade et puis yo hen prière pour cette bail là qui était ni pli messe et puis qui était en règle là venu pour compétition et ça était bon pour eux. Il aussi dit nous là venu pour yon a cette bail là yon ni plaisir yon a l'autre deux qui a entraîné et ti bail là hen quand il licencié pour ka well il qualifie dans ça. Quand bonne nouvelle qui dit tant Covid là, yo fait un jardin agricole là, il c'était opportunité pour yo travailler en jardin yo. nous voulons réfléchir dans ça et mener pour attention pour pas ou quand savent venir pour Alan Chasney il était dit merci pour tout le monde qui fait possible il dit en charité ça il prêchait et qui aimait ouais mon panique acide like de qui ça gouvernement qui fait ba yo mais yo aider koyo vitement nous ka ba ce développement qu'on il a fait là ou quand savent nous en cette lycée quand il pour faire puis Covid nous ouvert bon nous avec monde commencer à visiter pour la peine nous quand savent le 9 juillet cette lycée commencer à oui souvent monde qui sorti international l'autre pays et puis nous aussi t'es amené cette lycée qui était l'autre pays nous t'es amené yo en tuer et puis là quand ils savent l'aini pour faire puis protocole et qui ça ou briser gidlan l'aini vini pour ça ou quand ils savent tout le monde qui a venu entrer en pays, on est pour présenter un test négatif PCR et puis ça n'est pour faire dans une semaine avant ou arriver ici. Ou n'est pour savoir aussi, même si vous présentez test ça, là où arriver ici, les autorités santé qui examinent avant ou entrer en aéroport, là ni facilité et puis là vient pour département qui est responsable pour santé yo kay examiner bien important pour vous savoir et puis tout passager monde qui entre cette ici depuis entrer ici ou obligé faire 14 jours quarantine qui c'est la caillou et bien qui c'est dans cette facilité gouvernement déjà approuvé mais ou ni pour faire 14 jours quarantine et ça c'est pour faire assurer nous protéger citoyens saint-lyciens et puis tout le monde qui en pays en parmi l'autre bagaille c'est l'imoa pour date les vini ou quand ça jeudi les vini jeudi le 9 juillet et nous et puis pour les 16 cette lycée hani à peu près 180 70 excusez-moi 170 monde qui fait quarantine caillou nous ni 254 c'est moun ça fait quarantine par gouvernement et ben par hôtel et puis nous ni 476 monde qui trouvé koyo en différents accommodations. Là vient pour situation pour raison ça nous avons une information qu'a sorti docteur Michel François c'est lui qui chef épidémiologiste et puis il a dit yo commandé moun pour coopérer si yo voulez la caille pour faire quarantine yo commandé ni ou et puis famille pour faire assurer moun respecter ça et pour être 14 jours yo mando pour être caillou pour la peine yo a dit sous personne pas suivre vite là yo a bail un numéro pour contacter service santé Saint-Lycée avec numéro ça c'est 468 5349 468-5349 et puis là il y a continuer des monde qu'on ouvre place là Wislan plus haut qu'on y a 10 monde souple pour empêcher Covid si mais et puis pour empêcher nous trouver qu'on nous en pièce wis yo commande continuer mettre masque là sanitize là ou était caillou chaîne distance sociale là passe encore qu'on ouais nous ka ouvert plus Wislan plus haut et yo ka do qu'on yo permettre différentes activités pour faire pas plus passer 200 monde supposé attendre ces activités ça vitement qu'on nous continuer ici là il vini pour gaz et puis diesel puis ces bagages ça a changé vini lundi hier lundi on kay ça en chay changement point coup parmi là il vini pour gasoline ici à présent nous t'ai payer $11.50 à présent on kay payer $11.95 par gallon Kaozine oui mais était même bagaille là ou kay payer là il vini pour kaozine ou kay payer $7.15 par gallon là il vini pour diesel aussi ou t'es payer $10.44 à présent on kay payer $10.68 par gallon là il vini pour ce titan gaz là 20 livres là ou t'es payer $27 quelque chose à présent on kay payer $27.35 là il vini pour 22 livres là c'est titan gaz là ou t'es payer $29.71 après on paye $30.09 ben là il vient pour tank 100 livres là ça c'est gros cylindre ou t'es payer 150 93 mais après on paye 159.30 7 changer l'autre adjustment kay prekou lundi le 10 août lundi le 10 août l'autre changement kay prekou quoi trouver qu'on informé les venir pour c'est tout ça et puis changement qui prend place hier nous va continuer ba information ici nous en kay conseil qu'on dit Jesse était hadi plus bon nous ka expliquer pour bagay commencer ici mais avant ça nous on ka ba développement et puis nouvelle qu'a fait cette ici. Merci tellement.
Absolutely. We continuing with our updates and our coverage of St. Lucia transitioning from the common entrance examination to the Caribbean primary exit assessment. There's definitely much to learn and much sensitization that has to happen within the public domain here in St. Lucia. We have a clip coming from Mr. Dawson Ragunanan. He is the Deputy Chief Education Officer. A few clips from him speaking on this transition. But in the meantime, we want to go back to Sunday night's panel discussion, the COVID-19 Roadmap to Recovery panel series on Sunday focused on St. Lucia's economic recovery and resilience plan. The government of St. Lucia has already commenced the rollout of several of these initiatives that have been outlined in the plan. We have Anicia Antoine from the NTN News Desk to tell us more.
The COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the timeline for the implementation of critical reform initiatives. The government has launched its Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan as part of its three-pronged response strategy, a comprehensive roadmap to St. Lucia's recovery as it soldiers on the fight against COVID-19. The Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan, budgeted at an estimated cost of $548 million, is the collective effort of a multi-stakeholder committee comprising private and public sectors and civil society. The objectives of the Resilience Plan have been aligned to 6 pillars, including reducing the impact of both global and domestic economic contraction on the economy, protecting the poor and vulnerable, and driving economic activity through the commencement and continuation of public sector capital investment projects. Chief Economist in the Department of Finance, Research and Policy Unit, Shanae Leos, explained that Pillar 1 is focused on providing a suite of fiscal policy interventions, such as incentivizing the commercial banking sector to lend to medium, small and micro enterprises to enable private sector business continuity.
There are elements in there that speak to how can you offer assistance to the poor and vulnerable, and how can you offer assistance to your business community as well, because both are critical as you sort of lay that foundation to rebound and rebuild. In Pillar 1, you also have at least 2 initiatives with respect to providing financing to your micro, small and medium enterprises as well. So Pillar 1 is focused on your business community, is focused on your poor and vulnerable, and it's really sort of laying the groundwork that to the extent that you are able to stabilize those 2 cohorts of persons, that can lay the foundation for the resiliency and the moving forward.
Chief Economist in the Department of Economic Development, Tommy Descott, elaborated on the 3rd pillar, which strives to protect the poor and the most vulnerable and mitigate further deterioration in the quality of life.
The social interventions here is really good at ensuring that we sort of mitigate and curtail that impact. So one of the things I think the government is doing is that we've expanded the number of households who are currently on poverty assistance, and that has been led by the Ministry of Equity. So as we speak, we have a total of 2,600 give and take on the poverty assistance, where government gives a direct cash transfer to households, and the transfer sizes vary on the household size. If memory serves me right, I think if you're a single household, you get in the range of $215 monthly. If you're a 5 household or more, you would get, I think, 500 or thereabouts. So, but one of the unique things about St. Lucia's social protection system is that there is an undercoverage of poor households. So as it speaks, our indigent level, which is where persons are considered food poor, is about 1.8% of population, which is just about 3,600 households.
Given that more households may fall below the poverty line as a result of COVID-19, priority attention will be given to households that are currently on the waiting list, as well as individuals who were unemployed pre-COVID-19 and are now in desperate need of public assistance. Founding president of the Servant Business Association, Sabina Valmore, noted that apart from the income support being provided by the government of St. Lucia, members of the business community have also been assisting the more vulnerable individuals during this period.
We see a lot of generosity coming out of the private sector, not only to support their employees, but to provide support for generally people who they think would not otherwise qualify. Some people who are falling between the cracks, who don't, otherwise qualify for any kind of support. Because within the communities, there is this intimacy where everybody knows everybody. And so because of that level of engagement, private sector always, welcomes the opportunity to give back.
The government of St. Lucia has already commenced rolling out several of the initiatives under the Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
Thank you, Anicia, for that report on the Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan coming off of the panel series on Sunday. We continue with our updates from the government of St. Lucia. The Ministry of Agriculture is collaborating with the Taiwan Technical Mission on enhancement of the efficiency of production, distribution, supply chains in fruits and vegetable sector project. And this project seeks to reduce St. Lucia's food import bill. We know there's always a lot of talk about food security, reducing our import bill here on island. We have, once again, Anicia Antoine with the details.
However, what I want to do here today is I want to ensure that persons understand that all of our schools have teachers who are well trained, who are well qualified in every one of our schools. We do not say, okay, we're going to send particular teachers to particular schools. The way it is done is it is done so that there is equity across the board in terms of the qualifications of those teachers and in terms of commitment and so on. And so we see that throughout all of our schools. And so what I want to do, I want to commend the students who have made it to all schools in St. Lucia. Regardless of what school you have been assigned to, I want you to know that it is not the school that defines you, but it is all about you being able to go there and to be committed, to be totally dedicated, and again, to follow the program, because it's all about discipline. So if you can do those things, you will be successful despite.
And this was certainly the fate of broadcasting. We brought you the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment update from the Ministry of Education before the Agriculture update. But we'll just go to the Ministry of Agriculture story at this time from Anicia Antoine.
The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Taiwan Technical Mission, embarked on the enhancement of the efficiency of production, distribution, supply chains in the fruits and vegetable sector project, which seeks to reduce St. Lucia's food import bill. The cooperative project is aimed at decreasing the country's import bill over a 3-year period through the increased production of 7 crops, which include cantaloupe, honeydew, lettuce, tomatoes, watermelon, cabbages, and bell peppers. Although the food import bill increased in 2019, 5 of the 7 crops saw a decrease of 4.75% in imports. Chief Extension Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Kemuel Jean-Baptiste, elaborated on the technical support given to farmers currently undergoing the project.
We also have been engaging the farmers in terms of seeing what the schedules look like. What have they been, at what times of year we were able to get information as to what times of year they traditionally grown. Now, during the process, you come across farmers who have these historical ways of doing things at a particular time of year. But the crops that we are talking about are not seasonal. Okay. These crops can be grown year-round under the right conditions. We also took a look at those people who have greenhouses, they protected agriculture, and we were able to come up with a skeleton schedule as to how many greenhouses. Now we did a survey, I think, in the early 2000s, and we had somewhere in the range of about 300 of those structures on island, and we were able to engage some of the people and see what the conditions were in terms of scheduling production in those greenhouses at the appropriate time.
Chief Agri-Enterprise Development Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Thaddeus Constantine, explained that a pack house is being put in place at the marketing board to ensure safety within the food chain.
One of the ways we have looked at this 7 Crops project is it's a chance for us to ensure we have greater food safety and to use the lessons learned later on in the other crops that we're going to look at. So that was a key component. Firstly, understanding the market, the landscape. We had our teams going out, doing surveys, interviews, we compiled that information. And from there, we saw a number of challenges within the market. For example, the hotels had challenges with lettuce. Lettuce is, it's a very perishable crop. And out of there, we were able now to rethink our work programs within the Ministry of Agriculture and look at the new challenges that some of them we were aware of, some we were not, and also do the same for the marketing end to ensure that the end product is at the standard of the internationally imported product.
Project coordinator of the 7 Crops program, Adeline Udovic, explained that an app entitled ifam.govt.lc is currently in the pipeline to assist with the marketing. The app will allow farmers access to advertise their crops ahead of their harvest date and allow ministry officials to monitor the output.
We could run reports on what's happening. If you want to see what's happening in watermelon, we could run a report on that to say when it's going to come out, what's going to happen to watermelon, and we could run projections as to what will happen in this sector. Like anything else we do, and we do know that we have unforeseens, like weather systems or prejulasnia, what have you. But then if everything works properly, this system is going to revolutionize how we do business in agriculture.
The iFarm app is expected to be rolled out in August 2020. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
And finally, with the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment CPEA soon to be implemented, the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development is seeking to change the public's perception as it relates to secondary schools on island. Ministry of Education's Deputy Chief Education Officer with responsibility for instruction, Dawson Ragunanan, indicated that all schools are equipped with the necessaries to ensure student success. He encouraged the students to give of their best regardless of what school they are assigned to.
However, what I want to do here today is I want to ensure that persons understand that all of our schools have teachers who are well trained, who are well qualified in every one of our schools. We do not say, okay, we're going to send particular teachers to particular schools. The way it is done so that there is equity across the board in terms of the qualifications of those teachers and in terms of commitment and so on. And so we see that throughout all of our schools. And so what I want to do, I want to commend the students who have made it to all schools in St. Lucia. Regardless of what school you have been assigned to, I want you to know that it is not the school that defines you, but it is all about you being able to go there and to be committed, to be totally dedicated, and again to follow the program, because it's all about discipline. So if you can do those things, you will be successful despite.
Education officer explained that all schools on the island continue to contribute to the development of St. Lucia. He added that the COVID-19 pandemic has made even more apparent that everyone, regardless of job or education, has a role to play in our society.
You know, it is interesting to note that we have many of our persons who are doing very well in society. But if you were to go back and to look at the roots of those persons and to track where they came from, you would see that all of our schools have contributed to the tremendous success that we have, especially in all fields, whether it be the medical field, whether it be the field of engineering, whether it be, and the field in terms of persons going out there. So it really doesn't matter. We have all schools contributing, because at the end of the day, every occupation is important. We depend on each other. We all cannot do it.
With common entrance examinations soon to be a thing of the past, and students throughout the island soon to begin a new chapter in the education journey of the country, the Ministry of Education is encouraging all students to give of their best, and surely success will follow. That is the assurance coming from the Ministry of Education. And with that, we round up with the news developments, the latest stories in our 24-hour news cycle from the government of St. Lucia. We'd like to just remind you that we are not in studio. We're coming to you live from the Parliament building in downtown Castries, where the sitting of the House of Assembly is soon to begin. And just to go over papers to be laid by the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, we also have papers to be laid by the Minister of Tourism, Information, Broadcasting, Culture and the Creative Industries. Papers to be laid also by the Minister for Infrastructure, Ports, Energy, Labour. So that is the Honorable Prime Minister Alan Chasney, also the Honorable Dominic Fede, Honorable Stephenson King. And we go on, Minister for Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development, the Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, and the Honorable Minister for Commerce, Industry, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs, the Honorable Bradley Felix. We have a few loans coming from the World Bank that will be forwarded by the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance. And also we have some bills down for consideration. That is the Gaming, Racing and Betting Amendment Bill Act, and the Styrofoam and Plastic Food Service Containers Prohibition Amendment Act. Today's sitting is scheduled to commence at 10 a.m. It is now 10:06, so we will be having a late start. We do hope you could stay tuned for its commencement. And in keeping with the protocols established by the authorities for the management of the coronavirus COVID-19 crisis, and with a view to ensuring that these protocols are adhered to, a limited number of persons will be allowed in the chamber gallery during these sittings. Masks, as you can see, myself, Cokes, we're wearing. Masks are mandatory in the chamber gallery. I kindly note that you can also view this morning's proceedings live on NTN, that is the National Television Network, on channel 122. You could follow on the Government of St. Lucia Facebook page and YouTube channel as well. The sitting of the Senate is also scheduled for this week. We will see the Senate's meeting on Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. Carter?
Merci. Pour nous continuer ici avec le développement ça qui a fait ici, nous avons changer encore, nous avons espéré pour qu'il commencer. Mais avant ça, nous ici à Centre Camatlan, nous avons information à ce qui a passé, parler de qui ça a passé, le ministre qui est responsable pour l'agriculture, et il a collaboré et puis ces techniciens là ils viennent pour mission Taïwan. Et puis là, attention pour faire assurer nous une production et puis nous faire de manière qui est bien efficiente. Là, ils viennent pour distribuer et manger et puis légime. Quoi, un plan qu'on a dans chaque parler de 7 différents légumes et puis fruits qui ces femmes qui produisent. À bas plan ça ministre là voulait faire, c'est yo voulait en 3 l'année. Là, ils viennent pour les gyms avec bagaille qu'on mange comme les petits moulons, ces bagailles ça. Ils ont planté de manière qui caille nous payer moins pour mener gagner ces bagailles ça l'autre pays. En bas plan nous t'en monsieur Thaddeus Constantine, il a travaillé pour le ministère. Il y a ces bagailles là qui a dit, il a fait un chai richesse. Là, ils viennent pour qui ça qui a fait. Les pour faire puis ces différents produits ça et qui manière yo même ça éprouvé yo ni yo bagay qui en pack house attention c'est yo kay mener c'est manger ça là yo kay nettoyer yo juste ni côté pour tester attention c'est nous ça exporter ces bagay ça nous aussi tan hod maze Adeline Idovic c'est lui qui coordinateur là il vient proposer ça et que ces bagaille là il dit qui kay fait là c'est yo jani yo bagaille sur internet là côté ça kay bay femme opportunité pour yo même ça 10 moun produit yo ni là yo ka récolter et puis pour ça différentes informations les il vient pour ça quoi encore les vini pour agriculture et attention c'est pour baisser quantité l'argent nous avons dépensé pour mener ces fruits ça entre. Parmi l'autre bagaille, là, venu pour éducation, nous avons Dwarson Ragnanan, et puis là, il y a une explanation. Là, il venu pour manière éducation, et manière il a contribué pour le développement en Saint-Lucie. Et dit là, il venu pour Covid, avec la pandémie, ça, il a fait bien clair. Là, il venu pour tout le monde, et parmi les qui qualité l'État, qui éducation, tout le monde pour faire par là, il venu pour la société. Il dit, l'offre common entrance, ça pas rien pour faire l'école là, mais détermination, ça, avec développement, là, il venu pour vous. Quand on étudie en une manière ou l'autre, il dit sauver la société en une manière ou l'autre. Tout le monde qui a contribué, là, il venu pour avancement Saint-Lucie. Quand nous bientôt, nous ici à KSP, commencé, et puis en KSP, là, nous avons 3 motions qui ont Premier ministre et ministre qui est responsable pour finances, permission pour prêter l'argent. Aussi, nous avons 2 amendements qui ont fait les venus pour les affaires Gamble ici et puis Kous. Et puis aussi, nous avons l'aini pour faire et puis styrofoam et puis plastique département secteur manger nous avons un amendement qu'a fait pour AXA aussi ou qu'ils savent les venir pour jeudi nous supposons qu'il Sénat qui joindre jeudi le 23 juillet aussi il y a dit nous ici les venir pour protocole qui j'ai établi avant il pas permettre personne venir et après nous avons yon des monde qui ça venir ouais qui ça qui après quoi qui consiste mais ou quand pour faire ça et puis masse qu'à suivre tout protocole aussi pour vous qui voulez suivre ça qui a fait là quand je savais vous savez nous sur page Facebook gouvernement Saint-Lucie et bon ça fait ça sur YouTube aussi et bien vous savez nous sur NTN channel 122 merci tellement on continue à suivre ça qui a fait ici aujourd'hui mardi le 22 excusez-moi le 21 juillet.
Thanks for that, Carlton. And as we wrap up, just want to let you know, apologies for the late start on behalf of the Parliament. However, we do see in House some of the members already seated. We have 3 government ministers, government representatives seated, as well as 1 opposition member. We have the Honorable Ernest Hilaire, the member for Castries South. We also have the member, Dr. Ernest Hilaire. We also have the member for Miku North, the Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, also the member for Choiseul Saltibus, the Honorable Bradley Felix, and the member for Ancillary Canaries, the Honorable Dominic Fady. I believe I saw the member for Babano as well.
Yes.
Honorable Ezekiel Joseph also present in House. So we now are on standby for the commencement of this morning's honorable sitting, the House of Assembly sitting, waiting for the others to arrive and for the commencement by the Speaker of the House. So stay tuned for that proceeding happening today, and I'm sure we'll be here with the GIS team up until 2 p.m. So stay tuned for that coming up later today. Again, on standby, we take you back to studio.